playing Among Us in the band during the pandemic. Now, I want to ask you two things about this. Firstly, there's two beautiful cameos in that sequence. Folk who are no longer with us, and they've obviously both got a very special connection to the whodunit genre at large. So I'd love to hear about the piecing together of that sequence, but also why it is you think that over the last few years, a game like Among Us can become, whodunits in all sorts of mediums have become so big.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about the genre that's speaking to us now? I mean, beyond the fact that everyone's off Knives Out.
Well, it was, and hello everybody, thanks for coming. It was, and we've talked about it a bit, so I guess it's not a spoiler, but it was Stephen Sondheim and Angela Lansbury were kind and generous. They were so kind and so generous because when we thought, my God, do you think either of them would ever do it? We didn't think they would, and both of them were so cool. Angela was so fun. I went to her house with my laptop to film her doing her little bit, and she's like, I don't know what any of this means, so just let me if I'm saying it right. And I'm like, it is. And for both of them, besides just the honor of having them in the movie, for me personally, just being able to have 10 minutes with each of them to tell them what their work has meant to me was really, really special. And whodunits, I mean, for me as a murder mystery junkie, I'm just so thrilled that there's kind of this new crop. I feel like we kind of like caught a nice wave of people rediscovering the joys of the genre. I mean, what's not to love? You get a great mystery, you get an ensemble cast with like really interesting characters all trying to kill each other. I mean, that's
And Sondheim was a huge fan of whodunits.
So Sondheim has, if for anyone who knows the mystery genre, Sondheim has deep roots in it. Yeah, and he was a puzzle fiend, but he also co-wrote with Anthony Perkins one of my favorite movies, The Last of Sheila, which we take a page from in this movie. So for a lot of reasons, it meant a lot to have him up there represented on the screen.
Ram, you've been collaborating with Ryan ever since the Brick days, right? On Star Wars, Looper, Brothers Bloom. What was the biggest challenge, do you think, in bringing the original film, Knives Out, to the screen? And how did it differ this time around? Was there anything that was easier or harder?
The harder part was COVID. My hardest job was to make sure that none of those people get COVID. If they do, if they do, we would be fucked. Right? So that was literally my biggest challenge.
We had to sneak out windows, but we did.
Daniel, I want to ask you about these climactic monologues that you have in this film. There's two of them, which is
way to describe. Yes.
I mean, for the audience, it's so much fun to listen to, but they strike me as they must be a nightmare to work out how to play, because you've got to impart all of this information in this really kind of dense but entertaining way. So tell me about how you play those scenes and how you approach those kind of big speeches where Benoit lays out how things are to the rest of the
Thank you for having us. It's just a wonderful turnout. It's lovely to see his first press conference I've done. I mean, it's crazy. It's like a different reality.
Yeah.
So nice.
Humans.
How do I do it? I get them into my system as much as possible so that the line learning is kind of something I've done way before. I've got it there, and I try and make them and then forget it, and just try and loosen it up, and just try and do that acting thing, which is think of it. Oh, Jesus! I knew that's
Is it part of the show?
Since the third movie has begun.
Anyway, ask it differently. Yeah, I just do that, try and do that acting thing where you think you're being in the moment and you think it is. I mean, the great thing is I have Ryan's amazing words, so that's really a good basis for anything.
Is the rhythm obvious in the screenplay, or do you have to kind of find that when you're playing the scene?
there's a lot of rhythm in the screenplay. There's a lot of what Ryan's thinking, and then I try and put what I'm thinking in it, and somewhere between the two, we find a balance, I think.
Kate and Dave, I want to ask you a joint question here, because this is a genre for a while, until very recently, I think it was felt as being kind of dated, but you're both playing characters that are intensely recognisable as 2020s figures. I was wondering what it is you see like in the whodunit that it's able to kind of tap into how the world is today and what it's able to say about the world.
I kind of missed that first part of the question.
There you are.
Where's the microphone?
This is like breakfast at Eaton's or something.
I used to last part of that question.
Yeah, so the question is, the whodunit was quite a kind of a dated genre for a while until Knives Out sort of brought it
Kate
back.
and I are both playing assholes.
But very modern arseholes, right? I mean, these are figures that we recognise from modern culture. So, what is it you think about this kind of style of story, this kind of thriller, that like it's able to kind of connect with how the world is right now? It can take figures like yours and kind of put them into this kind of very traditionally Keating structure.
I didn't overthink it. It's just so much fun and so relatable. And I love my character because I love playing characters who are unlike myself. I mean, that's why I love acting.
Yeah.
And Duke was just such a douchebag. I loved him immediately.
I feel like the murder mystery's always been something that people love. And Ryan just brought new life to it. And the ability to cast such incredible actors in one film and to have us all actually acting